Hello everybody and welcome back to our coaster. First of all, I'm very sorry, it's been a long time since the last episode. Effectively I think two or 3 weeks, I don't know. Well, I shouldn't even be excusing because I still don't work after a schedule or something. But anyways, it's been way too long because I still love our coaster series, and I have the feeling that all of the different episodes have been quite good in that kind of sense that the reception was really good and there was a lot of interaction. So it was with this one, but I just felt it, it just fell a little bit short from all the other videos. All of a sudden, also like Camel Kingdom and stuff. So I'm really happy to be back at our coaster, and I've been building this, what you can see today in this video, quite a while ago. So it's actually also 2 weeks old or something. So it will be also for me a challenge to follow this one a little bit, because I have no clue what I actually did. But what I can tell, and this is now going back to your comments at the last video, there's quite a lot we have to talk about. So starting from the first major mistake I made in all of these last videos, because I didn't really explain. You're totally right, guys. It is not actually an RMC hybrid in that kind of sense that it is the full steel track. It's just the wooden track with the steel topping. Effectively, if you ask me, it's still a hybrid in that kind of sense. It's not a Woodie because it is not made entirely out of wood. So the iron topping or the steel topping on top of it, with all the other steel beams which are definitely used in this coaster, as you can see all the way around, makes it somewhat a hybrid. It's definitely, it's always depending on what angle you look at it, or from what point of view you look at it. I do understand the criticism though. I should have, made this more obvious and more clear that I went for the wood version with the topping out of it. I'm not entirely sure though if not all RMC coasters are called hybrid in that kind of sense, even though if there are like this or this, I don't know. But anyways, they are made by RMC. They are definitely featuring kind of the same, rules in terms of the layout, and so it's safe to say that it is kind of based on an RMC hybrid, even though it might be just the Woodie with the iron topping, however you want to call it. But anyways, just to make this clear. The other thing I have to mention is, and this is going to Goodleful's comment, obviously I was wrong. Like the only RMC coaster in Europe is not in Denmark, it is in Sweden, in Koali Zoo, I believe it was. So yeah, that was my my mistake. I was just confusing things. But anyways, so apart from that, so here we have a comment, for example, which has been quite an interesting one, because reasons. The coaster boy said that, and why can't I? There we go. A topper track is considered to be a wooden coaster in real life. In game, they consider both to be hybrid though, but only the steel track is the hybrid. Goliath as SSGA, Wildfire at Colmaren, Outlaw Run at Silver Dollar City, and Lightning Rod at Dollywood are the only 4 RMC topper tracks, and they are all considered to be wooden coasters. Lightning Rod is even considered to be the fastest wooden coaster in the world. So okay, there you go. Maybe I was even wrong at the beginning of this episode. That I was talking about. At least it doesn't really change that much about my point of view. It's still hybrid. It's still a hybrid per definition, if you ask me. But it's just a little bit picky. You can call it wooden coaster, but anyways, it's inspired by those. And I was even talking about the Colmaren one, which is definitely then a topper one and is inspired by this one, because it's also a lot of terrain conforming and stuff. So yeah, basically that's what we had. But yeah, then we have a comment also from Canaanite, who said, the way you made the waterfall part is very fluid. Well done, Mr. Camel. Thanks for this. I will also go a little bit more into detail regarding the waterfall once this is in the last episode. And yeah, I only should say also that I definitely think that the layout I went for is not too typical in terms of the overall RMC layout, but I explained this already. I just went a little bit more into the layout, which I haven't shown in this particular time lapse, and I changed a few things. Also thanks to Mr. Silverette, who also spent an eye on this one and gave me some you know, hints what I could improve, and so I think we are on a good way to have now a fun RMC coaster, whether it's a hybrid or a wooden coaster. I don't really care that much because they're both fun, and yeah. But anyways, I should also explain a little bit more of what I am doing in the background. So a lot of talks has been going into why and stuff, and you know, correcting me, because I'm not always correct. That's totally fine. You are there to comment and tell me what's correct or not. But as you can see, I'm going to already start theming the queue, and you know, it was obvious that this will be adventure themed. I wanted to go for a slightly different approach from what the adventure pack gives us, and I think what the adventure pack wants us to do, even though I have to say this might be my most straightforward build ever. So I will use the theme as it is supposed to be used, so I'm not going to try too many crazy things out, simply because I think the adventure pack is the most useful of all the scenery packs. And the adventure pack is also the most developed in that kind of sense, that Frontier learned a lot from the community, and the community gave a lot of feedback, and so I think that the adventure pack is also the most complete scenery pack in how you can use it. So you have every asset as a finished one, but you also have the assets as single pieces you can use for whatever you want them to be used. Those new wall pieces where you can choose between two different colors that merge into each other makes up for a beautiful texture you can use for pretty much everything. You can use it either for concrete, or you can use it for very dirty sandstony wall. You can use it for, like, I don't know, even like mud or something as a floor cover. So basically there's everything in this pack you can use, and so there's no reason for me to go too much into different things and to make things different just for the sake of making it different. That makes no sense. That's why I think it's safe to say that this is my most straightforward build in terms of how I use the pack as it is intended to be. So in the end it will also potentially look the most similar to what you also see in other adventure styled you know, builds out there. But anyways, it's just a little bit of an explanation. Still, I want to add my own touch to it. This is also why I want to make it look a little bit more broken down. I think it's, you know, it could be a little bit ad stack inspired what I'm going for, but in the end, this is our coaster. The focus still should be on the coaster itself and the coaster experience. So what I'm going to do also here, and you may have already figured that from this area, I want to look a little bit more into realism aspects. That's also why I'm adding some queue lines that are actually not functional. It's nothing new, it has been done a lot of times already. I think the first time people really went into it was by the beautiful Advo TV and Free the Bear, who made this for the Talico, which is still not finished, guys, if you're listening. Oh guys, you know what? Last time with Bo, that worked out pretty well, to be honest, when we poked her on Twitter. So for those of you who are still following the commentary today, could you just go to the Twitter pages of Advo TV or Free the Bear? You can find them in my contacts, but also if you're in the community of Planet Coaster, which I am quite sure you are, because there are not that much more people on this channel new in the last couple of months, so everybody watching my videos will potentially know them. So go to their Twitter page and ask them about Talico, please. Just ask them. I want them to finish it somewhere in the future. But anyways, that's just a side note. Yeah, they were potentially the first who made a queue which is not actually functional, but also to make them appear as you can enlarge this one. You know, that's basically how you control the guest movement and the guest flow in your park. So if there's not that much going on, you can close several parts of your queue to make it a shorter line in general, because then people don't have to walk that long and there are quicker at the entrance of the coaster actually, and when it's getting to be more filled in the park, it's going to be more crowded, then you can also change it and open more of the queue area so that the queue is longer effectively, but also that you can fill in more people into the queue. That's basically what you want to do then. Or maybe it was even in Bro Coaster in one of the first episodes. I don't know which was earlier, to be honest, but yeah, props to both of them. Anyways, that's just one of the aspects, but we will also go into a switch track. We will also go into lockers and stuff. So there is not much new what we can add, but we can kind of prop together everything that we learned from other things and make it like a really realistic approach to a coaster environment. Still, it will be one of the more themed ones in this park, but yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm being a little bit more quick in today's commentary, which is because I want to tell so many things. Hope you can still follow. Next episode, for whatever topic, will be slower and more structured, promise. But I wanted to also ask you guys, and that's now where you have to jump into the comments and drop down some comments. Do you want me to go on with another coaster in the next episodes of our coaster? There will be some more of this one, but there is nothing about a new coaster or something. It's just for finishing this one, the Adventure RMC track. But after this one, we continue, obviously, with our coaster. But now the question is, what do you want? Do you want to make I'm looking into a competition. So I could imagine that I will hand out this park to you guys, and you have to fill in the gaps between the coasters with flat rides. And the winner will get a, I don't know, a prize, which I still have to define, but it will be a good one. It won't be just fame and my personal you know, my personal love forever. It would also be a very nice prize I could think of. Or do you want me to go on straight with the next coaster, which then you have to suggest in the comments below what you want to see next, because from my point of view I made like every coaster I wanted to make, so now it's really up to your wishes what you want to do. Should we do an actual Woody? Should we do, I don't know, another inverted one? Do you want to see a flying coaster, which is way better than my crap Matrix one I made back then, or whatever, you know, you just tell me. But yeah, those are the two possible ways. Either way, we make a competition out of it. That means also we have to pause with this a little bit. That means it gives a little bit more room for Clean Canyon potentially. Or do you want me to go on with the next area, which we still have to define what coaster it is, which I want to ask you guys to drop down a comment. So please let me know, competition or next coaster, and if next coaster, what do you want for a type of coaster? Yes, there we go. And now let's use the last 1 minute, 60 seconds I guess, to talk about what I'm doing back there. You can see already I'm, as I said, doing a little bit more temple-ish version of it. You will have seen that at the beginning of the video as well, how it looks already finished. But yeah, it is what it is. It is a simple area where we will have a temple like Aztec inspired, and then the rest of it will pretty much be ruins and jungle. But yeah, that should be it from my side with the commentary. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, even if my commentary was a little bit too quick, but yeah, for reasons. Have a nice day guys, and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye.